To outsmart those around you, you must first master the art of perception. The world you live in is not shaped by reality. It is shaped by how people perceive it. The greatest minds in history knew this truth. How others see you determines how much power you hold over them. It doesn't matter what you do or what you know. What matters is how you are perceived. The first rule of Machiavellian psychology is to never let others see you coming. The more predictable you are, the more easily you can be manipulated. The strongest version of yourself doesn't reveal his hand. He moves in silence. He doesn't allow others to anticipate his actions. Instead, he moves in unexpected ways, keeping others off balance, unsure of what he will do next. People are uncomfortable around mystery. When they can't figure you out, they don't know how to react, and that uncertainty gives you power. Your unpredictability becomes your greatest strength. When others cannot predict your next move, they are forced to treat you with respect. And respect is the foundation of power. So, how do you command this perception? First, you must become aware of how others see you. Everything you do, your body language, your tone of voice, your actions, creates an image in the minds of others. Your job is to control that image. You must carefully craft the narrative around you, ensuring that others see you exactly as you want them to. Here's the key. Don't let others define you. You define yourself. When someone attempts to label you or categorize you, don't accept their definition. Instead, make sure that their understanding of who you are aligns with your goals. The more you allow others to define you, the more power you give away. This isn't about deceit. It's about control. It's about shaping the narrative and ensuring that others view you in the way that serves your purpose. In every interaction, you are playing a role, and you must always ensure that the role you play serves your ultimate agenda. To master perception, you must also learn emotional control. The most dangerous person is the one who can remain calm, collected, and detached, no matter what happens around them. Emotions are the tools of the weak. Those who allow their feelings to control them are always at the mercy of others. When someone insults you, when they try to provoke you, remain calm. Do not react. When you don't react, you maintain control. In the world of power, those who are reactive, those who give in to anger, fear, or pride, become predictable. The master of perception, however, remains emotionally detached. He never lets his feelings govern his actions. When others are reacting emotionally, he is calculating, assessing, and planning his next move. This ability to remain emotionally neutral gives him a strategic advantage over everyone else. The true master of perception also understands the power of silence. Words are powerful, but silence is often even more powerful. When you don't speak, when you withhold information, you force others to fill in the gaps. They begin to speculate, to make assumptions, and in doing so, they lose control. Silence makes you unpredictable. It forces others to guess your thoughts, your next move, and your intentions. By saying less, you communicate more. When you speak only when necessary, when you let your actions speak louder than your words, you command attention without trying. People will be drawn to you not because you're constantly speaking or seeking validation, but because you have mastered the art of mystery. They will respect you, fear you, and even be in awe of you, simply because they cannot figure you out. To truly outsmart everyone around you, you must use perception as a weapon. Create the image of who you want to be, and never let others define you. Move in silence, stay emotionally detached, and use silence to your advantage. Keep people guessing, keep them on edge, and never let them see your next move until it's too late. This is how you begin to take control of how others perceive you. You must be strategic in everything you do, how you speak, how you move, and how you react. Perception is everything, and when you can control it, you control the game. Number 2, the art of manipulation. To outsmart everyone around you, you must first understand the art of manipulation. But manipulation isn't about deceit or dishonesty, it's about control. It's about steering people in the direction you want them to go, without them even realizing it. True manipulators don't force others to act, they simply guide them, subtly shaping their decisions to align with their own interests. In the world of power, everyone is driven by their own desires. People are inherently selfish. They act based on their needs, wants, and fears. The master manipulator understands this basic truth and uses it to his advantage. He appeals to others' desires and emotions, leading them to make decisions that benefit him. The first principle of manipulation is understanding what motivates people. Everyone has a need to feel important, whether it's through recognition, validation, or status. If you can tap into this need, you gain influence over them. Offer people what they crave, whether it's admiration, attention, or a sense of purpose. By doing this, you create a bond, a connection, where the other person feels valued and important. Once you understand what drives someone, you can guide their actions. Manipulation is about framing situations in such a way that the other person believes they are making their own decision when in reality, you've already shaped the outcome. It's about planting an idea in someone's mind and allowing them to think it's their own. Here's a simple example. If you want someone to take a certain action, make them feel like it's in their best interest. You can make them see the potential reward, the benefits of taking the action, and you can even make them feel like they are the ones driving the decision. The more they feel like they are in control, the more likely they are to follow through. The key is to subtly influence their perception without overtly guiding them. But manipulation doesn't only work through appeals to emotion. It also works through strategic timing. People act based on patterns. They respond to certain cues, and they fall into familiar rhythms. Manipulation is about breaking those rhythms and creating opportunities for others to act in the way you want them to. You don't need to push someone to act. You simply need to shift the environment or situation in a way that makes the desired action feel like the natural next step. For example, if you want to get someone to act quickly, you might create a sense of urgency, making them feel like the opportunity is fleeting and they must act now. When you control the timing, you control the flow of action. But perhaps the most powerful element of manipulation is the ability to play on the weaknesses and insecurities of others. Every person has a vulnerability, a fear, or a desire that they are not consciously aware of. The true manipulator knows how to spot these vulnerabilities and use them to his advantage. He doesn't exploit them in a harmful way. He simply uses them to guide the person in the direction he wants. The manipulator must be patient. Manipulation is not about quick wins. It's about building trust and influencing actions over time. You must learn to read people, understand their patterns, desires, and weaknesses, and then position yourself in a way that makes them trust you. Once you've built that trust, you can guide them to where you want them to go. Manipulation also requires a deep understanding of emotional control. People are often ruled by their emotions, and the master manipulator knows this. He doesn't allow his emotions to control him. Instead, he stays calm and composed, using his emotional intelligence to read others and adjust his approach accordingly. The more calm and collected you are, the more people will be drawn to you. Your emotional control becomes a tool that others can't resist. But let's not confuse emotional control with emotional detachment. The best manipulators don't cut themselves off from emotions. They use emotions strategically. They know how to evoke the right emotions in others at the right time, making the other person feel understood, valued, and empowered. When people feel understood and emotionally validated, they are more likely to follow your lead. Manipulation also works through social dynamics. People often follow those who display confidence and strength. When you appear confident and decisive, others will naturally defer to you, giving you the power to shape the situation in your favor. You don't need to dominate others outright. Sometimes it's enough to subtly influence the social dynamics and position yourself as the person to follow. The ability to lead without overtly asserting dominance is a mark of true power. To be effective at manipulation, you must understand the long game. It's not about immediate rewards or gratification. True manipulators don't push for quick wins. Instead, they plant seeds that will grow over time. They carefully craft their actions, step by step, knowing that the results will come if they are patient enough. So, what's the key to mastering manipulation? It's control. Control over yourself, control over others, and control over the environment. The master manipulator shapes the world around him to serve his agenda, all while keeping his true intentions hidden from view. He uses the weaknesses, desires, and emotions of others to get what he wants, all while maintaining an air of confidence, calm, and control. Mastering the art of manipulation doesn't mean using others for selfish gain. It means understanding the psychology of human behavior, mastering your own emotions, and using that knowledge to guide people toward the actions that serve your purpose. When you master manipulation, you don't need to force people to act. They will follow your lead without even realizing it. Number 3, strategic silence and manipulating actions. In a world full of noise and chaos, silence is your most powerful ally. The most effective individuals in history knew the power of quiet, while others scramble to be heard, to make their mark. To seek attention, the true master remains calm and composed. He understands that silence doesn't just mean the absence of sound. It's an active strategy that gives him the control others desperately seek. Silence is the ultimate tool of power. When you don't speak, when you withhold your thoughts, your plans, and your intentions, you create a sense of mystery. Mystery breeds respect, and respect is the cornerstone of influence. When you remain silent, others are left to guess your thoughts, your next move, and your intentions. The more others try to figure you out, the more power you hold over them. Think about it. The more you speak, the more you expose. Every word you say gives others the opportunity to react, to challenge you, and to gain control over the conversation. When you speak too much, you give away your power. True power lies in what you don't say. The master of strategic silence never reveals his full hand. He lets others fill in the blanks, leaving them in a state of uncertainty and vulnerability. When you choose to speak, let every word carry weight. Speak with purpose, but only when necessary. But silence isn't just about withholding your words, it's also about withholding your emotions. Your emotions are the gateway to your actions. The more reactive you are, the more vulnerable you become. In the face of provocation, maintain composure. Do not let your emotions dictate your behavior, because when others can provoke you, they gain control over you. When you stay calm in the face of chaos, you become unshakable. This emotional control is what gives you the power to manipulate the situation, to move the pieces on the board without anyone even realizing you're doing it. Strategic silence also means withholding your plans and intentions. The more you reveal about your thoughts and strategies, the easier it is for others to anticipate your next move and thwart your efforts. The powerful know that preparation is key, and that preparation is best executed in silence. Never let others know what you're thinking or planning until the time is right. When you're working toward something significant, keep your actions low-key and subtle. Let your success speak for itself, but don't rush to explain the steps you took to get there. Silence makes you unpredictable, and unpredictability is a weapon. People are uncomfortable around what they don't understand, and they fear what they cannot control. When they can't figure you out, when they can't predict your next move, they lose their power. The unpredictability of your actions forces others to respect you and treat you cautiously. The more uncertain others are about your thoughts and motivations, the more likely they are to defer to you and treat you with the deference you deserve. But strategic silence isn't just about maintaining mystery, it's also about observing and learning. While others are speaking, reacting, and revealing their hand, you remain silent, listening and watching. Silence gives you the space to observe people's true intentions, their weaknesses, and their insecurities. When you speak less, you can gather more information. You see the gaps in their strategy, the flaws in their arguments, and you learn how to manipulate the situation to your advantage. Once you've gathered the necessary information, you can use your silence to control the timing of your actions. Most people rush into action. They react impulsively without considering the long-term consequences. But the master of silence knows that timing is everything. He waits for the right moment, allowing others to exhaust themselves or to reveal their intentions. Only then does he act, and when he does, his actions are decisive, deliberate, and calculated. Strategic silence also gives you time to assess your options. In a high-stakes situation, It's easy to be swept away by emotions or pressure. The ability to stay silent, to take a step back and to assess the situation gives you an immense advantage. While others react impulsively, you act strategically, weighing your options carefully before making your move. This makes you appear composed and in control, while others seem disorganized and desperate. Another powerful aspect of silence is that it allows you to control the energy in the room. When you don't speak, you remain an enigma. Others are forced to react to you, and their reactions reveal who they truly are. The less you speak, the more you learn about the people around you. This is especially useful in situations where power dynamics are at play, whether in business, social settings, or personal relationships. The more you observe, the more you can leverage your understanding of others to your advantage. When you master silence, you begin to understand its true potential as a tool for manipulation. The more you control what others know about you, the more you control what they think of you. And in controlling their perception, you gain the ability to manipulate their actions to suit your needs. Silence allows you to dictate the flow of the conversation, the direction of the situation, and the outcome of the game. But silence doesn't mean passivity. Silence is active. It's a tool for power, not a retreat from the world. It's about choosing your words carefully, choosing your actions with precision, and using silence as a shield to protect your strategy. The most powerful people don't need to speak constantly to assert their dominance. They know when to stay silent, when to let others speak, and when to act. And when they do speak, their words carry weight. Every action, every decision, every word is deliberate and calculated. So how do you use silence to your advantage? Start by being conscious of the moments when you are tempted to speak or react. Resist that urge. Practice listening more than you speak. Allow others to reveal themselves to you and observe the dynamics around you. The more you remain silent, the more power you will have over those around you. In time, your silence will become your weapon, and those around you will learn to fear your control, your patience, and your ability to move in silence. Number 4. The weaponization of control and strategic detachment. In the world of power, control is the most essential weapon you can wield. But not just control over others, control over yourself. The true strength of a powerful individual lies not in the ability to dominate others with brute force, but in the ability to dominate his own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Mastering self-control is the key to mastering the world around you. The first step in wielding control is understanding that you cannot control others until you control yourself. Most people live at the mercy of their impulses and emotions. They react to the world, to people, and to situations, allowing their feelings to guide their decisions. But the strongest version of yourself understands this. Control begins within. When you master yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions, you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You become the one who dictates the outcome. Self-control is not just about suppressing your emotions or forcing yourself to be stoic. It's about making deliberate choices. It's about choosing how you react to situations, how you spend your time, and where you direct your energy. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who never feel emotions. They are the ones who control their responses to those emotions. They don't let anger, fear, or frustration drive their actions. They choose to act with calm precision, regardless of what's happening around them. Mastering control over your own behavior means understanding that your actions must be purposeful and deliberate. When you are in control of your actions, you are no longer subject to the whims of your feelings or circumstances. You don't let distractions sway you from your path. You don't give in to temptation or react impulsively. Everything you do is a calculated move toward your goal. But self-control doesn't stop with your actions. It extends to your mindset. The strongest people have an unshakable mindset. They don't let setbacks, failures, or negative people knock them off course. When things go wrong, they don't lose focus. They become even more determined. The ability to detach from negative emotions like self-doubt, fear, or discouragement is a key component of mastering control. The more you let external events control your emotional state, the less power you have over your own life. This is where strategic detachment comes in. Detachment is the ability to remain unaffected by external circumstances, to keep your emotions in check, and to stay focused on your long-term vision. Most people get lost in the chaos of the moment. They become consumed by the drama, the urgency, and the stress. But the powerful person knows that nothing is permanent and that the situation at hand is just a small piece of the puzzle. Detachment allows you to assess the situation clearly and make decisions with logic and reason, not emotion. When you are detached, you don't make decisions based on temporary emotions like fear, anger, or excitement. You make decisions based on what will move you closer to your goal. This ability to detach is a superpower. It allows you to remain calm and composed when everyone around you is panicking. While others are reacting emotionally, you are thinking strategically. But detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent to others. It means choosing where you invest your energy. The most powerful individuals know how to detach from the opinions, judgments, and reactions of others. They understand that their worth is not determined by others' approval or criticism. They don't seek validation from the crowd, they seek it from within. This internal detachment makes them untouchable. The more you detach from the need for external validation, the more power you gain. When you stop needing the approval of others, you become immune to their influence. You stop caring about what people think, and this gives you the freedom to act on your own terms. You are no longer a prisoner to the opinions and expectations of others. You become the one who shapes the narrative, who sets the rules, and who dictates the terms. Detachment also allows you to make strategic decisions. The most powerful people don't rush into action. They take their time, assess the situation, and make deliberate moves. Strategic detachment is the ability to step back and observe without getting emotionally caught up in the drama. It's about removing yourself from the chaos and viewing the situation with clarity and objectivity. This gives you the ability to see the big picture, to understand the long-term consequences of your decisions, and to choose the best course of action. You can also use detachment to manipulate others. When you don't react to others' actions, you gain control over the situation. People are often driven by emotional responses. They react impulsively to what's happening around them. But when you remain detached, when you refuse to be provoked, you gain the upper hand. Others will try to pull you into their drama, their conflict, or their negativity. But when you refuse to engage, you force them to deal with their own emotions and actions. This makes you untouchable. And there's one final element to detachment: time management. The true masters of control know that their time is precious. They don't waste it on petty distractions or unimportant tasks. They don't let others control their time. They choose how to spend it, and they guard it fiercely. Time is your most valuable resource, and those who control it have the power to shape their destiny. When you learn to detach from the noise of the world, you can focus on what truly matters and allocate your time toward what will propel you forward. Self-control, detachment, and strategic thinking. These are the tools that the most powerful individuals use to shape their world. When you control yourself, your emotions, and your time, you gain the power to control everything around you. You become a force that cannot be stopped, a person who can manipulate situations and outcomes without ever raising a hand. So ask yourself, are you in control? Are you mastering your own emotions, your actions, and your time? Are you using strategic detachment to stay focused on your long-term goals, regardless of the chaos around you? Master self-control, and you will command everything else. The moment you master your own mind, you become untouchable. And from that place of power, you can manipulate your environment, influence others, and shape your destiny. Number 5, building an unshakable legacy. True power is not fleeting. It is not based on momentary successes or temporary gains. Real power is the result of building something that lasts, something that will endure long after you're gone. A legacy is not just about what you achieve in your lifetime, it's about what you leave behind. And the strongest version of yourself is not measured by what you have now, but by what you have built that will outlive you. To build a legacy, you must understand the concept of long-term thinking. Most people live for today. They focus on instant gratification, short-term rewards, and immediate validation. But those who understand the power of legacy think in terms of decades. even centuries. They understand that true greatness takes time. It is not achieved overnight. It's forged over years, through consistent effort, strategic thinking, and relentless action. Building an unshakable legacy requires vision. You cannot build something that lasts if you don't know where you're going. You must have a clear sense of purpose, a mission that transcends your lifetime. Your legacy is built on your commitment to something greater than yourself, whether that's a cause, a company, or a way of life. You must know exactly what you want to leave behind and then dedicate your energy to creating it. When you act with purpose, your actions become more powerful because they are aligned with a larger vision. But building a legacy isn't just about the big moments. It's about the small, everyday decisions. The strongest version of yourself doesn't rely on grand gestures. He builds his legacy through consistent actions, day after day, year after year. It's the quiet, disciplined efforts that compound over time that will leave the greatest impact. The man who is remembered throughout history is not the one who had a brief moment of fame, but the one who committed himself to his purpose consistently and without deviation. One of the most important aspects of building a legacy is resilience. The road to greatness is not smooth. You will face setbacks, challenges, and moments of failure. But those who build a legacy are not defined by their failures. They use failure as a stepping stone, a lesson that makes them stronger. They don't give up when things get hard. They keep pushing forward, knowing that every challenge they face is a part of the process. Resilience is the key to staying the course when others quit. It's also essential to leave something that adds value. A legacy is not just about what you create, but about how it impacts others. True power lies in the ability to positively influence and elevate those around you. Your legacy should be something that inspires others, that gives them the tools and the mindset to achieve their own greatness. You don't build a legacy by focusing only on yourself. You build it by creating something that benefits the larger world, that continues to inspire and serve others long after you're gone. The powerful don't chase fleeting fame or recognition. They build something meaningful that will stand the test of time. Whether it's a business, an idea, or a movement, they focus on creating something that has enduring value. A legacy is built on the foundation of consistency, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. One of the biggest mistakes people make when thinking about their legacy is they focus too much on being remembered by everyone. But the truth is, legacy is not about being remembered by everyone. It's about being remembered by the right people. The most powerful legacies are built by people who have influenced and impacted a select group of individuals who continue to carry on their teachings, values, and work long after they're gone. Think about the greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators in history. They didn't build their legacies by seeking fame or applause. They built them by dedicating themselves to something larger than themselves, something that would endure long after their time had passed. Their legacies live on not because they were the loudest, but because they were the most committed to their vision. To build a truly unshakable legacy, you must also understand the importance of consistency in character. It's not enough to act powerfully for a short time. Your character must be consistent over the long haul. The strongest people are those who live by a set of principles, a code that guides their every action. This consistency in character creates trust, and trust is the foundation of a powerful legacy. The way you build your legacy is by creating something that transcends you. Don't just build for the present, build for the future. Your actions today will echo in the lives of those who follow you. Whether you're a mentor, a leader, or an entrepreneur, you must create something that leaves a lasting impact. Your legacy should be a living, breathing testament to the work you've done and the lives you've touched. Remember that legacy is not something you leave behind when you die. It's something you build while you live. Every action you take, every decision you make, is a part of your legacy. Every day you commit to living with purpose, integrity, and focus, you are adding to the foundation of your legacy. The more consistent and deliberate your actions are, the more unshakable your legacy becomes. A legacy is about making an impact, about ensuring that your influence and your work live on after you. It's about creating something that will continue to inspire, to lead, and to change the world long after you're gone. The strongest version of yourself understands that his legacy is the greatest power he can leave behind. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy are you building? Are you focused on the short term, or are you committed to creating something that will last? The legacy you leave behind is your ultimate measure of power. It's not about how many victories you claim today. It's about how the world remembers you tomorrow. Number 6, commanding time and life. Of all the forces in the world, time is the most ruthless. It does not slow down for anyone. It does not bend to your will, and once it's gone forever. Time waits for no one, and that truth is what separates the powerful from the powerless. If you want to outsmart everyone around you, you must learn to command time, to make every moment work for you. The first step in commanding time is understanding this. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Money can be earned again. Opportunities can be regained. But once time is spent, it cannot be reclaimed. Most people fail because they waste time without realizing it, on trivial distractions, on endless consumption of mindless entertainment, on fleeting pleasures that provide no lasting value. They squander their time, and in doing so, they squander their power. The true master of time does not wait for things to happen. He makes them happen. He commands each moment, directing it toward his purpose, toward his goals. Every action is deliberate, every decision made with the full awareness of the value of time. He does not let time slip through his fingers. He uses it as a weapon. He multiplies his efforts across days, weeks, and years, making his momentum unstoppable. To command time, you must first eliminate the distractions that steal it away. People who are powerless allow their time to be dictated by others. They react to the demands of their environment. They react to the chaos of the world around them. And in doing so, they are constantly chasing their own tail, always a step behind. But the powerful person understands that his time is sacred. He doesn't allow others to steal it from him. He sets boundaries, saying no to things that don't align with his vision, and he fills his days with purpose and focus. Most people live reactively. They wake up, check their phones, respond to emails, engage in whatever random task comes their way. They let their day be dictated by the chaos around them. The true master of time, however, has a plan. He wakes up with intention, with a clear understanding of what he must accomplish. He does not let others determine his agenda. He writes his own script, and he follows it relentlessly. Another key to mastering time is learning how to prioritize. You cannot do everything. You cannot be everywhere. The most powerful individuals understand that their energy and their time must be focused on what matters most. They know how to prioritize the things that will bring them the greatest return on investment. They are not distracted by the trivial. They focus only on the important. Time is your most precious asset, and the way you spend it defines your future. The strongest version of yourself is the one who can focus intently on one task at a time, dedicating full attention to it without being distracted by what's happening around him. This is not about multitasking. It's about giving your full energy and attention to the one thing that will move you forward, and doing it with ruthless focus. But controlling time doesn't just mean managing your actions. It also means managing your mindset. Time is not a burden, it's an asset. The way you think about time will shape how you use it. If you think of time as limited and scarce, you will be constantly chasing after it, panicking about every passing second. But if you view time as something that can be shaped, controlled, and maximized, you begin to see it as a tool, a resource to be used wisely. Time is not just something you manage, it's something you command. The most powerful people are not those who fill their days with endless tasks. They are the ones who are selective about how they spend their time. They know what to say no to, and they focus only on what will move them toward their ultimate goal. Commanding time means being intentional about every moment and ensuring that your efforts are aligned with your long-term vision. One powerful tool in mastering time is the ability to say no. Most people fail because they say yes to everything. They take on more than they can handle, spread themselves too thin, and lose their focus. The most powerful individuals are those who know how to say no to the distractions, the opportunities, and the demands that don't serve their purpose. By saying no, they protect their time, keeping it available for the things that truly matter. But even more important than saying no is learning how to say yes to the right things. Saying yes to the right opportunities means aligning your time with your purpose. This requires clarity about your goals, your values, and your vision. When you know what you want, you will be able to make quick, effective decisions about where to spend your time. Another crucial aspect of mastering time is planning with precision. The most powerful individuals don't just react to the flow of time, they plan for it. They structure their days, their weeks, and their years to ensure that every moment is maximized. Time is not a free-for-all, it's a battlefield, and those who succeed are the ones who carefully plan their strategy. They understand that every move they make, every task they complete, brings them one step closer to their goal. Time management is not just about productivity. It's about control. It's about taking full responsibility for how your time is spent and making sure that your time is aligned with your goals. When you control your time, you control your life. You decide when to act, when to rest, and when to focus. Time is the most powerful resource you have. Use it wisely, and it will pay dividends for the rest of your life. The most important part of commanding your time is understanding this. Time is a reflection of your values. How you spend your time tells the world what you care about. The most powerful individuals don't waste their time on trivialities. They invest it in things that matter, in things that will make them stronger, smarter, and more successful. Command your time and you command your destiny. So ask yourself, are you commanding your time, or are you letting time control you? Are you living intentionally, using each moment to move closer to your goal, or are you allowing distractions, obligations, and impulses to dictate your actions? Master time, and you will master life. The moment you control your time, you become the one who decides your fate.